Welcome to Lab 2. During last lab, we set up our VPS so that we could use it for cloud computing. We installed Docker and we installed Nginx, which is used as a reverse proxy. So what is a reverse proxy? Most proxies work in a forward sense. You have users inside of a network, and the proxy server forwards your request to the location on the internet, whatever website it wants to go to. A reverse proxy works from the outside in. A user makes a request to the reverse proxy using a domain name, and then the reverse proxy decides which internal address it goes to. Forward proxy determines which external address, but this is internal only. The user has no idea what is on the inside, they only know the name. Just like we did here, we typed in a name and we got the specific website, the HTML file. So we will learn today how to configure Nginx in this configuration here. The first tool that we will install is Rocket Chat. It comes packaged as a Snap application. A Snap application includes all the dependency. It makes it very easy to install and run, but it doesn't give you the ability to change the components. Oftentimes we want to do that. So we already have Snap installed, but we can verify that it is running. Looking at the system control status snapd, and it says it's running. If you want to exit this, Control-C works. Also, we can do a colon, Shift colon, and then Q for quit, and we exit. Okay, now we need to install our server from Snap. I'll go snap install Rocket Chat server. Okay, it is installed. We can look at the Snap services that we have. So we have Certbot, and then we have Rocket Chat server. It says it's active. So we can look at info on it specifically. So if we go Snap info, and then we look at the name of it, it should tell us specific information about it. Let's go ahead and try to connect to it and verify that it works. So we go curl head HTTP localhost. Now this gives us the default Nginx site. Actually, let's just verify this. So how do we access Rocket Chat? If we want to access something on localhost without getting the Nginx site, we need to either use a name or a port. The Rocket Chat site gives us the port of 3000. Only port 80 can be used by one application, which it is used by Nginx. So if you have another server that is running HTTP data, it needs to give it another port. Well, a lot of information. We can just look at the head information on it. So we know that it works. It brought all of this data back to us. So how do we view this on our site here. We can't just do that because the port's not open, and this is just ugly as well. Nobody wants to have to type in a port after it to remember that to get to your site. But Nginx, being a reverse proxy, it takes care of all this for us. We have to configure it. We have to tell it to send information to a domain name to a specific port. I already have the domain name set up, so ping chat.yjj8i.com is going to come to my VPS. Now, if we look at this, it's going to give us the default Nginx page. Curl, let's just do curl HTTP, because it doesn't know how to get to our chat site. So we need to create a new Nginx site. So we'll go nano, etsy, Nginx sites available. I'll call it chat.y.jj8i.com. And I put the template code on the lab website. Just need to give it the name. Everything here will use a name. So chat.yjj8i.com. So when Nginx sees a request on this name, it's going to say, aha, we know what this is. We're going to send the request to our local host at port 3000. And then the reverse proxy will get this information and send it back. So now we have to link this. And want to link it to, let's see, Nginx sites enabled, and then verify that our config is good, and then system control, start Nginx. Okay, now if everything works correctly, we should be able to come over here, refresh the page, and it will load our chat site. Just as easy as that. So now we can have our multiple sites on the same server, but we can have different services running on them. Let's go ahead and configure SSL on this as well. So to go certbot Nginx. It's going to ask us which site. Now we just want to select number 2, our chat site. Let's let it work and give us a new certificate. And now if we come back here, if we just refresh this page, it should redirect to this secure site. And now we have security on this over here. And now we can configure our chat in a secure format. So we just learned how to create a simple reverse proxy. The reverse proxy directs traffic from chat.yjj8i.com to this internal server running on this port.